of offense to go around, with both teams ranked top 10 in pass yards. It's the Redskins going up against the Texans.
All right, thanks, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the heart of Texas at NRG Stadium in Houston. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Washington Redskins and the Houston Texans. They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman, and he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Watson, but escapes the sack. Now he's forced out left. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be run over. Hit hard as he'll be marked down. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point you've got to win at the point of attack. And on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. They run again with Foreman. And he'll get this up to about the 40. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
Watson now from the gun on 3rd down. He'll leave it for Hunt, complete. And I think the ball's out, and the Redskins scoop it. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
And a great spot to start this drive from here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And on 2nd and 10 now. Shift together here from the D-line. Here's Newton now on 2nd down. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him.
Looking for Perriman, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
They'll start the drive with a give to Foreman. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. The Texans send the punter out as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. So out now come the Redskins. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
Now a handoff as they run left side. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
On 2nd down, here's Newton. And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete.
They decided to take a shot and right down the middle of the field, and really, they didn't give it as much time to develop, did they? They want to take that shot somewhere around the 15-yard mark.
And the defense able to recover, bat it free. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. And they give this time to the tailback. The 20. There he goes left side. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Here to his running back. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Redskins have taken a first quarter lead. It's good, and the Redskins take a 7-0 lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
First down, it's Watson. And the grab made by the tight end Pruitt. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on. And I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Meanwhile, taking a look at what's going on in KC. And the Steelers there out to an early lead. The playoff picture starting to come into focus. We'll keep you updated on that one as we go along, and the other scores from around the league. They'll need to get the playoff quickly. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And he'll go out of bounds across the 35-yard line. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
And some changes here as the D-line separates some. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Okay, let's just make this one simple. We know that the running game is not their thing, but they can't just throw it on every single down without expecting some real heat from the pass rush.
A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. A shotgun snap for Watson. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Hopkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. On second down, here's Miller. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with third and about 6 yards to go.
On a second and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on third down.
Now the Purdue man, this is Akeem Hunt. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles. We're only in the second quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense, because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. Might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
Just a 25-yard punt, not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior, big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. To throw on second down is Newton. Got his man complete over the middle. That's sharp. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with, but it's second down. Second down here after the incomplete pass. Throwing again. Newton. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Now a first down throw for Newton. His throw incomplete. He was looking for Brashad Perriman, and that'll bring up second down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. And now here's a carry heading left. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves him needing a conversion here on third and a tough 9. And he'll give it here to his running back. stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And that is no good. Hit it well from distance, but he couldn't work it back in. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Well, this offense got to be loving this. After the long missed field goal, they'll take over on the other side of the 50. 1st and 10. In motion comes the tight end left. On the toss, here's Foreman. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Watson looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Fuller. And he is hit pretty hard from the side as he's knocked down. A pickup of 11 and a Texans 1st down.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down, executed it to perfection. Watson hands this to Foreman, and he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Not much happening there on 1st down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Around the NFL, they're in the 2nd quarter at Lambeau. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. 2 minutes to go here in the 1st half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. Now it's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Foreman. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like, you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 4. Now it's Hunt. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. Wasn't able to get anything, no gain. Fumbled once already. Maybe he's being a little careful. Not necessarily on that play, but I'm sure that's in his mind somewhere.
Oh, without a doubt, because protecting the football is job one for anyone who's carrying it, and that's exactly what he tried to do on that play, but it didn't gain him any yardage.
Now Dan Carpenter to try a field goal here. This a 43-yard attempt. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Certainly their offense has sputtered here a little bit in the 1st half as they finally do get on the board, but they only have 3.
Well, at least it eases the frustration a bit, doesn't it? To be able to get some points on the board, feel a little bit better about themselves as they go into the locker room and try and regroup.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Redskin offense now as they get set to begin another possession. And the last go-around for them, they tried that really, really long field goal, couldn't connect.
And in retrospect, I think a lot of people would say, well, why would you try one that long? You hurt yourself in field position. The ball comes out, there. That only helps the other team. But I look at it as maybe it was a double shot of confidence. Confident the kicker could make it. And even if he missed, confident in their defense that they could hold him.
A gain of 3, second down.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Now a handoff as they run left side. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
I say the staff that's up in the booth watching the game, they may want to file that one away. See how fast the free safety closed to make that play? Might want to check into a throw the next time.
And now here's a carry heading left. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Around the NFL, they're in the second in Philly. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Here's Ellington. Nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
The final shot before the break, Watson. And he fires one incomplete. So we have come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Redskins who have the lead here. As we send you over to our headquarters in Orlando, where we check in with Larry Ridley for our EA Sports Halftime Report. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Fairly short kick taken at the 14 here. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Now the Redskins offense, they get set to go back to work here. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for
adjustment to the adjustment. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Redskins are going to add on to their lead. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. So here's the Texans offense now. They get set to start this third quarter. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
To throw is Watson. To throw on second down. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Five yards left for the offense. It's second down. They'll run with Foreman. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Here we go.
A carry for Foreman, and he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. The Redskins offense now, they get set to take over here. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
And it's knocked away and incomplete. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for. And that'll bring up second down.
I'm just chuckling a little bit because I remember my days playing. And if I had a receiver that was 3 inches taller than me and couldn't complete that play, my confidence was really going to rise at that point. I was going to feel really good about myself. Probably going to let him know it, too.
Man, that's the difference between those two guys. 3 inches of height, but, hey, good job defensively to break it free. They'll throw again from their own end zone. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
The Redskins on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. From the end zone, Newton. And he can't get away. Newton can't escape the pressure, and it's a safety. So they go with the empty set, and that's the risk you run right there. Nobody was there to protect.
Well, you know how most offenses have audibles, and they've changed plays when they see certain sets. A lot of defenses do the exact same thing. You go to an empty back set, they bring pressure, and boy, did it pay off in this case.
And the Texans set to come onto the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
On first down, Watson. On the right side, this is Miller. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. So second.
I done came up, busting down the whole broke, it's that bad. Want your people swag, you ain't even gotta ask. What are those, what is that?